That Lila Rossi is a pretty evil and clever person we already know. But what if I told you that now she has her eye 24/7 on Marinette? What is this Viper planning and what does she want watching Marinette this close? Maybe she already has allies? To find out these answers, stay tuned to this video. Hey beautiful people, I'm Julie and I'm beginning this video with a bomb. What if Lila Rossi has been akumatized into chameleon once again? We know that Lila can put up a disguise pretty well, right? But what if this time she is using the Ultra Kumas to beyond the disguises, making her personas totally realistic and conscious rather than just some wigs and contact lenses? That would allow her to observe Marinette from anywhere without worrying about being recognized, since in theory she would be another person. And I thought of that because of a line that Lila says in the end of the second episode of this new season, when she says that she is a chameleon, the same name used in her akumatization back in season 3, where she could steal the appearance of anyone that she kisses in the cheek, making the person fall in a deep sleep, while she took the victim's place in the most doppelganger style. Besides that, she also mentioned that Marinette would never find out about her or we, and that made me think of two things. The first one being that besides she had used the Ultra Kumas to become a chameleon, she also multiplied herself, even though she didn't use the rat Miraculous that now is with Milene. It's possible that Lila has managed to achieve the power to create many copies of herself. It would be just like in the episode Multiple Dipper from Gravity Falls season 1, when Dipper finds an old copying machine that was capable of creating copies of himself every time he used the machine, creating other identical Dippers that obeyed all the original. Dipper's commands, they even think the same way. And dude, it would be awesome to see that, because besides explaining why she said we, it would also explain how she managed to be in two places at the same time as Marinette, and sometimes even before Marinette arrives. Like in Illustrator, where Rossi was already observing Marinette and Adrien at the coffee place, way before they even get there. Now, my second thought is that Lila crafted some sort of code that would try to destroy either Marinette or Ladybug. Throughout the seasons of Miraculous, we saw how she was capable of manipulating people in the simplest ways, always trying to take advantage from them. Then I think she gathered a group of people that hate Marinette or Ladybug as much as her, either for resentment or just they don't like them both actually, and she manipulated these people to stalk her the same way that she ironically stalked Adrien. It's how they say sometimes karma catch up. I think how Lila was able to find these people that somehow hate Marinette or Ladybug. Maybe she used her Ultra Coma to search for random people on the streets and then brainwash them. Maybe she acted like in Resident Evil 4, where we see the cult of Los Iluminados, a group of local that suffered a brainwash throughout the plagues that was controlled by Sadler, the main villain of the show. I don't know, but I leave this part for you guys to figure out in the comments. How did Lila gather these people alongside her? To read it out, and this will become a video on the channel. But we can't forget that masculine figure we saw on the end of episode Sublimation, that seems to be taking notes of everything that is happening in the stadium since Sublime's training to her mother's akumatization. I even thought that this unknown figure could be another Lila's disguise, but looking at the hands of the person, we can notice that they are in fact masculine hands and not feminine ones. This reinforces that Lila has built a legion of followers that would do anything she orders them blindly, just with the goal of ending Ladybug, with or without powers. Lila is capable of this feat, but she really was using Akuma to make people's mind. Imagine how many people she already has on the palm of her hands. Or even worse, what if she managed to make one of these people infiltrates as Marinette's friends just to keep a close eye on her. Dude, I'm flabbergasted with this situation. Mainly for knowing that Nuru is once again seeing evil triumph because of him, not being able to do anything about it, just like what happened to Gabriel Agreste. And if we think she might still be akumatized for days just to keep making people's mind, sucking Nuru's magical and vital energy, it gets worse. He is basically stuck in a continuous loop of falling into the wrong hands of the worst owners in Paris. Poor thing. But what if Lila has only one loyal follower that is worth more than 1,000 people? And no, this isn't a stupid bait, but a really interesting theory that some people are starting to believe. In the episode Time Tagger, we see that Nino's younger brother, Chris, was akumatized and sent to the past by the future Hawk Moth. And this is very likely Lila, but now as Crysalida. And at the end of this episode, we see that Chris had a thing for Lila, an easy target to this Viper's Fang. This kinda gave me the idea that her speech over the boy would create this paradox where we would have an akumatized in the future by Lila/Crysalida. This is because Lila has the unique skill to manipulate and deceive people around her. She would use her charm and persuasion to let Chris to believe that he was acting out of love for her, and not that he was being used as a carpet to satisfy all of her desires. Besides that, to keep Chris under control, she could reveal herself as Crysalida, making up a story that he was the only person that she could trust to know her true powers, which once again would explain why she was helping her. And it would be even smarter if Lila had poisoned Chris's mind, with the idea that the heroes of Paris are bad guys in the story, and that she was playing in the good side. This way Chris would follow the exact path that she traced for him, but wouldn't realize that he was being used. Another simp for this show. However, what no one expected is adult Chris coming back from the future. If that person is really the person from the future, how did she manage to go back in time without Bunny's help and without being akumatized into this Time Tagger form? If you want to share your theories, feel free to do so, because I'm already crafting my ideas in my mind. But I know that without a doubt, this Viper Snake always is one step ahead of Marinette, because besides being manipulative, she is also extremely strategist, making me like her as a villain. She beats Gabriel by far, and that's fact. And if Lila is really using adult Chris on her behalf, this will make the series even more complex and interesting, showing that she is really tougher than Gabriel, and even more evil, since now everything is being meticulously executed just below Marinette's nose, and without raising any suspicion. And when she finds out about this, it would be too late. But now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think this theory makes sense? What do you think about Chris going back in time just to help Lila out? Don't spare any detail in the comments. I want to hear everything from you guys. And share this video to a friend and family so they can also know about Miraculous Ladybug news. Thank you a lot for watching this video till here, and hasta la vista!